Hey kids, it's Trevy the Great here again with another Warhammer 40,000 battle report. Again, I will be playing the awesome and undefeated Grey Knights. If you haven't seen my earlier videos, this army is for sale if anyone wants it. It'll be up for about another week, and then I will be putting it on eBay. So if someone wants first dibs on it, let me know right now, because otherwise you might not get the chance. So, as you probably know, my Grey Knights are facing the Blood Angels today. This is a 1750-point game. I decided to use most of the Grey Knights that I have in this game. There's a couple models that aren't in the army, but most of them are. A significant number of them are anyway. I have in my list 2 strike squads with 10 men each, both with 2 side cannons, and their Justicars have mastercrafted force halberds. I have a 5-man purgation squad with 4 psi cannons, and that Justicar has a force halberd as well. I have 2 HQ choices. One is a Grandmaster with a force sword. The other is a Librarian with Might of Titan and Quicksilver as the psychic powers. No other upgrades on those 2. And then the most important piece of the army is a 10-man Paladin squad. I decided to use all of my Terminator armored models in this game just to see how it would go. Obviously, the sort of lots of Terminator army is not very good unless you have either a bunch of units of Terminators or they're deep striking. These guys are neither, but I just really wanted to use a lot of Paladins in an army just because I think it would be funny. So, on the other side, my opponent, playing Blood Angels, has a unit of 5 Assault Terminators in a Land Raider Crusader. He's got that supported by 2 Ball Predators with assault cannons and heavy bolters. For his troops choices, he has 2 assault squads, 10-man assault squads with, I believe they have both double melta guns. He's got a land speeder with a single multi-melta. He's got 2 sanguinary priests. One has an assault jump pack that goes with the assault squads, and the other is in Terminator armor. He's going to hang out with the Terminators. And then he's got 2 librarians, very similar to the sanguinary priests. One's got Terminator armor, one has a jump pack, and they're just going to try to shut down the massive number of psychic powers that I have going on in my army. So the objective and deployment in this game is Seize Ground, Dawn of War. You can sort of see the objectives there. One is right in the middle of that gaggle of Grey Knights. The other is sort of in the center, off towards the right a little bit there. The last one is over in one of the buildings to the right. And as you can see, we both deployed very defensively. My opponents put 2 assault squads behind those buildings, and I'm hiding behind this wall here with my strike squads. So my opponent did win the roll to go first and brought his stuff in pretty quickly. Not much happened on the first turn because most of the stuff had moved or is out of range of enemy models. As you can see, my paladins have moved onto the field with both of my independent characters in there. My Grandmaster rolled up only 1 special ability for his Grand Strategy special rule, and he gave the scoring ability to the Paladin, so they are now a scoring choice. So basically my plan is just to move the Paladins up, down the field, and basically just smite everything in their way, because I am fairly confident that they can pretty much take out almost anything individually in my opponent's army, including things like Land Raiders and Predators. Those don't really bug me at all. My purgation squad's over there on the right. It's sort of hiding in the building. Everything's out of range right now. I killed a couple assault marines with shooting from psi cannons, but other than that, the first turn was largely uneventful. This is a couple turns later. Obviously, my paladins have moved up and laid down withering blankets of fire. There used to be a predator next to that Land Raider Crusader over there. The predator is no longer there, unfortunately, and the Land Raider is also no longer with us. That one just decided to stop moving and die after being shot at by psi cannons. My purgation squad over off the screen right now got 1 round of shooting off on one of the predators, didn't do anything. They needed 6s to penetrate anyway, and subsequently were wiped off the map by assault cannon fire, which, whatever, you know, they were only purgatories anyway, so what can you do? Other than that, not much has happened. A couple casualties have been dealt to both sides. I've lost a couple strike squad dudes from shooting, and I've killed some assault marines, but other than that, it's been largely uneventful, just like turn 1. So instead of just sitting there and being shot at or trying to play crazy objective grabbing movement filled game, my opponent decided that all of his guys would just break cover and make a fight out of the whole thing. So they all moved up to attack the paladins. He did a couple wounds from shooting. My Grand Master was being shot at by a mountain gun and decided to take one of the mountain gun shots to the face like a champ. And unfortunately, that doesn't go well for your face when you get hit by the mountain gun, so he was unfortunately vaporized immediately. But the rest of my squad was okay. I think I took one wound on a paladin, and other than that, I was fine. And so my opponent assaulted. And I was actually very proud of myself that I could remember to attack with all of my paladins, because there are so many different paladins with different weapons at different initiative values. It's ridiculous and would confuse the best player, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, that's what was left of the combat, and I was one paladin poorer. Yeah, with all of that attacks, 2 assault squads, a terminator squad, 2 librarians, 2 sanguinary priests, my opponent killed all of 1 paladin. And I was able to kill both of his assault squads, wiped them out entirely, killed a librarian, killed a sanguinary... nope, I didn't kill a sanguinary priest, they're both okay. But killed all but 3 of the terminators, and it was pretty devastating for the Blood Angels, who subsequently turned around and ran away from the scary paladins. So this is going to be the last pick of the game, because everything else on the board pretty much has been wiped out by the unstoppable wall of paladin badassery. The Predator is still there, and its attendant Land Raider buddy, Land Speeder buddy. If it had a Land Raider buddy, that would be terrifying, and the game would probably not be over. But the Librarian and the Sanguinary Priest there are running away, and the Predator and the Land Speeder can't really do anything at this point. So at the top of turn 5, all you have left are 2 fairly useless vehicles and 2 fleeing troops. It's a pretty good bet to call the game, unless your opponent has a similar number of forces left. But obviously I didn't, which highlights the fact that paladins are ridiculously difficult to kill. And they can pretty much kick butt in either shooting or close combat, so they are a very good all-round unit. The drawback is they're really slow, so if you ever want to bring them to a tournament and lose every game because your opponent will probably be a better player than you, however you want to piss them off with the fact that he can't kill any of your models, this is the army that I would take. So I hope you enjoyed this battle report. Again, this army's for sale. If anybody wants it, please let me know as soon as possible so we can work something out. If you want to see more awesome models like this or cool battle reports, go to my channel as always, or Trevy'sPaintingTable.com. Adios, amigos!